Good old MLG Mindplex. I am very glad that you guys did enjoy MLG Mindplex 3. Yes, it did take so long to release, but guys, I think it was very worth it. Now guys, welcome back to another story. Guys, my name is ForeverElite, and let's get right into this. So this story was the time when I basically cut down a tree with my face. Yes, I'm not really joking because I did. So I was about 8 at the time. It was during the winter, and during the winter is when a lot of snow falls, obviously. Now, we live on a pretty big hill, so when you mix snow with hills and you add a little bit of plastic on that, you tend to be able to sled down hills all the time. So, with the snow, we actually did sled down our hill quite a bit. Now, we also owned a lot of sleds, so my 2 older brothers and I would often sled down the hill with neighbor friends and whatnot. And it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of sledding and just a lot of hanging out with friends and sliding down the snowy hills. So one day, there was a abnormal amount of snow that fell. There was a whole lot of snow, and we're like, okay, this is going to be perfect prime sledding weather. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait to go sledding. And at this time, we were all still homeschooled. So my older brothers and I went to go do our homework, and since we were homeschooled, we kind of got to get off early. So when we were done, we just wanted to go sledding in the backyard. Now, once we got our homework done, we're like, okay, let's go. We're going to go sled. We're going to get all bundled up, and we're just going to go sledding. So we got bundled up. We got all of our snow gear on. We grabbed our many sleds, and we had these 2 short, sleek sleds that were really fast. They were meant for speed and meant to just go really fast. So then we also had a few disc-like sleds. So these were kind of like plates that you kind of just slide down. And then we had one of my personal favorites is the big Santa Claus sleigh looking sled. So this was a big sled, kind of looked like a Santa Claus sleigh, and it was really big. And it could hold a lot of people, so that was pretty cool. It was a really massive thing, but unfortunately, the same time, we actually did leave it overnight one time and it got stolen, so we never got to see that poor sleigh sled again. It was very sad. So, being boys, we would constantly try to snowboard down the hill, and when you're trying to snowboard on a sled, it doesn't really work that great, so we'd always end up falling and laying on our backs or something. But, it's just you gotta experiment all these different kinds of sledding techniques, or else you're not gonna find the perfect one. So then we would kind of slide down backwards, just trying to add a little bit more mixture to it. And then normally we would just slide down normal. So we just go front first, sitting up, doesn't matter. So we just kind of just slide different styles. But then if we wanted to be very courageous, we would really like to slide down backwards. But that was only when we were extremely courageous. But the very worst possible way to sled down was sledding down face first. Now, this was an incredibly stupid way to sled down. I'm just going to say that right now. It's so stupid to do this. Don't ever do this. It's so stupid. Now, we have a lot of trees in our backyard. I'm just going to say that right now. We have quite a few trees in our backyard, and we had this one tree. Now, this one tree was a pretty thin tree, and it was actually a crabapple tree. Now, crab apples are these disgusting tiny little fruit that basically grow from a crabapple tree, obviously. And they taste pretty bad, but it was a small and a pretty thin tree, and I didn't think that it would really, be much of a problem sledding down, but anyway. So then I decided it would be a great idea to sled down face first, and my 8-year-old brain is like, okay, this is a perfect idea. I don't see this ever possibly going wrong. Let's do it. So I was like, okay, I'm going super fast, and I can't wait to do this. So I start to kick off, and here I am. I'm going down. This little 8-year-old kid is laying down face first, and he's sliding down extremely fast. So I was going super fast down this hill, and I actually did tuck my head down into the sled so that I wouldn't get snow in my face. And this was kind of an error in my part, because when you tuck your head down face first into the sled, you don't see where you're going. But I didn't think about it that way, so here we are. So since I wasn't looking up, I didn't realize that my sled was slowly but surely veering off to the left. And the other thing I didn't notice was that my sled was going to be head on to the crabapple tree. So here I am. I'm probably going 10 miles per hour down this hill, and my face is just tucked into the sled, and I am slowly veering off to the left, straight for this stupid thin little crabapple tree. So I'm going really fast. I decided to look up just to see where I am, so I could stop before I reach the bottom and stuff. And I look up, and 6 inches away, I see this tree coming straight towards my face. And the next thing I know is my face was in extreme pain. There was a fallen crabapple tree next to me, and I had a pretty bad headache. So I look up, and there it is, just laying there in front of me was this broken, snapped crabapple tree that I basically just cut down with my face. It was quite the interesting thing. And I did actually end up bleeding quite a bit from my head, and I didn't really remember much after that besides waking up into like a bathtub just so I could like warm up, and that was pretty bad. But it's like, yeah, that's not too great of a thing that just happened. So then after that, my dad came home from work, and I had to explain what happened, and my mom was there too. Fortunately, she was nursing me back to health, but I had to tell my dad that I basically just cut down a crabapple tree with my face, and that we had to go and get a replacement, and it was just, yeah, sad times. But everything did turn out to be pretty alright. We actually now have a peach tree, and this peach tree is provided a lot of food for thieving squirrels that like to go and rob our peaches, so that's nice of them. Thank you. And yeah, so that was the story of when I cut down a tree with my face, just in a winter day. You know, just the normal, usual Colorado stuff. But on another completely different tangent is I actually also knocked down a section of our wooden fence by running into that also, except at this point I was on the Santa Claus sleigh, which was pretty heavy, and it didn't go as fast, and I also just didn't stop in time because, you know, the heavier the object, the harder it is to stop. So, yep, I've done a lot of things while sledding, and not all of them are that great, and I end up sacrificing my face just to cut down a tree that we didn't really want anyway, but at least we have a peach tree, and the squirrels sure enjoy it all the summer long, but, you know, guys, it's just the thought that counts. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for 3,000 subscribers once again. I do hope you guys enjoyed MLG Mindplex 3. I did spend about 10 hours editing that thing. But nevertheless, guys, if you did enjoy this story, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye, guys.